Well, this portrait was my third attempt. We initially met at the Pass in Byron Bay, and there was a moderately successful portrait that came out of that, but then I was annoyed about part of the face and worked over it, and it collapsed in the process. And this time it was up in Byron, and there was a resort there that was closing down, and I was with a film crew, and so we used that. And I was still looking for the unguarded moment. It still hadn't appeared, not the one I was after. And there was a moment when we just all took a break, and then he was coming back, and he wasn't paying attention to anything that was going on. And there was just this look on his face, and I didn't know where it came from or what it was about, but I went, oh, that's it. And it was interesting because that's what's turned up in the painting. Later on he said, you've caught my mood and my state of mind perfectly at that particular point. Because I said, well, what were you thinking about? And he said, my marriage was breaking up, and I was sort of just in this terrible place, and you know, we all put on a face to weather the storm, if you like, which is what he was doing. And it just slipped for that moment. And so that was kind of like the raw moment that I was after. It kind of transforms as a painting, because the technical problem I'd had with the other two portraits was what to do with his figure, and it just wasn't working. And then I was out in the swell at Miniwater on a beautiful day, and I was observing other people in the water, their heads, and how it lit their head. And so that was the thing I wanted to bring to Rob's painting, in a way to kind of soften the gaze I was after, but also to reflect the nature of the things he writes about. So that was the sort of thing I was trying to bring together, if you like, into the portrait.